What about Thrillville Off the Rails?
No fucking way you said that, bro. I fucking love that game. You have no idea. You just sparked something in me. Dude, holy shit.
First off, with any debut release, like So Far So Good, I'm sure there are going to be like plenty of unknowns. So I'm wondering, like, what were your expectations going into the launch of the project? Were you excited? Were you nervous?
I don't know. That project was kind of just a compilation of things I made throughout the year, and I kind of wanted to just like showcase all the different sounds I was going for. Cause like, I don't know, like there's a lot of variety on that project. Like I was trying like my hand at like indie, and then like so like the first song is like more indie leaning. Every single song I kind of wanted to be like a different genre, and I kind of just wanted to show my versatility. I actually forgot that it was coming out that day, and I didn't realize that it came out until I got the notification on my phone that said, "Oh, So Far So Good is live." And I was like, "Oh fuck."
You start getting notifications like, "Oh man, I like the project." You're like, "What project?" Like,
yeah, no, exactly. That shit was but yeah, no, it was cool.
Yeah, you mentioned So Far So Good being kind of like a compilation of stuff that you released, and going up into the release of the project, you hit a pretty consistent stride by dropping like songs about once a month. But in getting that ball rolling, I'm sure there were plenty of moments where you maybe weren't feeling like 100% there creatively. So I'm wondering, like, what do you do to keep yourself motivated when you maybe run up against a wall like that?
Dude, I am constantly having this like internal struggle with like making music sometimes, because sometimes I'm so inspired. I don't know, I take it one day at a time, because some days I'll be super inspired and my best songs I think are my best songs I make in one day, and then other days I'll sit in my room for weeks and just try to get anything down, and I just won't be able to do what I want. I'm just trying to build more consistency, but what helps me is kind of just like once a day I'll sit and I'll open up a project, and then I'll make myself do something. Even if it's not like the best, I'll make myself do something just so I can say I did something today. Because if not, I will get in my own head and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm not productive."
Is there ever have you ever had like moments where you'll be like, I don't know, like driving or something, and then you'll get like a sudden burst of like, "Oh, I need to get this idea down." And by the time
Yeah,
you get home, it's like,
yeah, dude. When I'm driving, like I drive to LA a lot, so like when I'm in the car, I be getting so inspired, because what I do to like kill time, because it's like 3 hours away from me, is I'll just listen to music, and so I'll get mad inspired, and I just like I wish that I could record in my car sometimes.
a little D Savage mode type shit.
Yeah. Shout out D Savage.
And the cover of So Far So Good is like the crosshair plus design that's popped up in quite a bit of your imagery recently these past few months. So I'm wondering if you could walk us through the importance of that and what it means to you.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Damn. So the crosshair, well, it stemmed from when I was little, and like going through everything, I used video games as like a coping mechanism, and just something like an escape for me, because I went through a lot of shit growing up, like a lot of shit. And so I started playing CSGO. For me, what it represents is I've always felt like targeted, kind of like I felt like I've always had like a kind of bounty on my head, or like things are just out to get me. I'm super paranoid person, and I'm super like watching my back all the time, and I'm never fully there, because I always have like my walls up around people. When I got the tattoo, it was supposed to be like kind of a step forward, and me trying to leave that behind, and that whole paranoid thing, and kind of letting myself be more open, because I feel like my music and what I'm like portraying in my music is a lot of my just raw emotion, and that's something that I had blocked out for a long time, just in like social interactions and just myself in general. So it's kind of a symbol of just letting myself take that step. And so I plan on keeping that as my like imagery, and I think it's going to stick around for a long time. And I hope that as my music progresses and as it gets bigger, that more people will not only get the message but start to resonate with that crosshair too, because it's really important to me.
It's interesting that you mentioned that it's like sort of like the inspiration from like video games, like tying into the whole like feeling like you have a target on your back. It's like a whole like cyclical like sort of it's like a flat circle there. And you mentioned that you got it tatted on you. I feel like a lot of people like sort of dive into like the idea of like, oh, I want to get it tatted, all this stuff. But that's a pretty damn big tattoo to get for your first one. Was it painful at all when you got it, or no?
No, you know what? I actually liked it. It was it was
freaky ass motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah, you feel me? I actually kind of want to get a bigger one at some point. Like I want to get like a big ass one like on my chest. But I'm kind of scared. But I know that symbol has been around for me since I was a kid, and so it was really no doubt like, oh, I'm gonna get it. And then a lot of people are like scared, like, oh, you're gonna have it on the body on your body for the rest of your life. I didn't have that, and I still don't regret it, and I don't see myself regretting it anytime soon. But no, it didn't hurt. I got it on my arm, so it was kind of just tickled.
Evidently, with the crosshair being such like a pivotal part of like your graphic imagery, I gotta wonder, can we expect any like Scott Ryan merch going forward or no?
Yes, actually. No, I was talking to Niz about this like a month ago. Shout out Niz. I would not be anywhere without him.
Yeah, shout out Niz.
We were originally gonna have like 100 like hoodies with the crosshair on them for the Atlanta show, but then you know how that went and it got postponed. So just clothes in general is something that I'm really passionate about, and so I want to be able to put out like a solid merch line, like not no Gildan shit, but like actually just like really solid, really nice. So yeah, I do plan on doing that.
Right, and I feel like a lot of people like fall into the trap of just like screen printing on Gildans and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And then obviously like setting up like a full blown actual merch line is like a huge process. You got to get in contact with distributors, set up print shops and all that. But fuck all that. If money were no object and you could pick like one holy grail like dream Scott Ryan merch item, what would it be?
Like a pair of pants. Like I want like a baggy ass pair of pants with the fucking crosshair on them. I don't know. I feel like that would be dope. Or like rings or like
a Scott Ryan BB.
Yeah. For Scott Ryan BB belt, that would be crazy. Yeah.
Also on the topic of fashion, I saw you cause quite a ruckus on Twitter the other day, but when you tucked a shirt into a BB belt, can you tell us about that?
Dude, I just wanted to show it, man. I just wanted
They
to
did
show
not
the
let you
belt.
live that down.
Bro, fucking I was modeling for my friend that same day, and Kuru FaceTimes me and he's like, show me the fucking belt. Show me the fucking belt. And then I showed him it and he was like, okay. And then he hangs up the phone. And then Angela's FaceTimes me, show me the belt. Scott Ryan, show me the belt. And then people fucking clown me for tucking it in, and I was like, okay, sure, like whatever. I just wanted to show it. I don't actually like tuck it in when I'm wearing it outside, bro. And like dude, I was getting clowned too because like you couldn't see the belt loops on the pair. I'm wearing the pair of pants right now. There's belt loops on it, but people couldn't fucking see it. So people thought I was dead ass just tying it around my waist. A $500 belt, and you motherfuckers want to get mad at me because I tucked it in. If I spend that much money on a belt, you are going to see it. I'm sorry. You can clown me for what you want. You're just jealous because you don't have a BB belt. Whatever.
And then on the topic of fashion, what are some fashion no-nos you've seen your friends fall into over the years?
Holy fuck. I live in Central California. All right. It's a very questionable. And I see so much V-Lone everywhere. Everywhere I go.
Yeah, you mentioned you go to LA often. I can imagine it's like an ocean out there.
I've actually I see people wearing V-Lone like at my school, and I'll like go up to them and I'll be like, hey bro, you fuck with V-Lone? And they'll be like, yeah, bro. And I'll just like be like, 1 sec. And I'll be like, and I'll just show them like everything wrong with it.
And then another thing that stirred up quite a bit of discussion on Twitter recently was a tweet from Eric in which he asked the question of what's more important, understanding music theory or just like kind of winging it and making things up as you go along. And I understand that you mentioned that getting a better grip on theory kind of inhibited your ability to like just sort of wing shit. So I'm wondering, like, if you could go back in time, would you prevent yourself from learning more music theory? And if so, why?
I would prevent myself from taking AP music theory because that shit ruined. Like, I don't know. I feel like it helps a lot of people, but for the way my brain works, like, I would love to be able to open FL Studio and just like make what sounds good. But if something's not like according to like what I've learned, because like I took music theory at a really young age, so that like it's like a completely different approach to music. I feel like there's the written approach to music that you see in like orchestras and fucking just like in school band and shit, and like how you read notes on a page and this is what it is, or like, and then there's the artistic side where you do whatever the fuck you want, you convey emotion and you put that shit out there. So I grew up and I had both of those like experiences because I was a band kid when I was growing up. I played the drums, and like you have to read music, and so if I could go back, I would probably still learn like the basics so I understand like chord progressions and like what keys and like what notes are in what key, because that makes you more efficient and that makes you faster.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's a threshold. Like once you know too much, it started, at least for me, it started to impact like my creativity because it would like block me, and I would it made me like play by the rules too much, and that's something that I think can actually harm you as an artist. I don't know. I learned to differentiate between like, oh, what's on paper and like just doing whatever the fuck you want. So sometimes I'll just throw in like I'll throw in something stupid just to say fuck you to music theory because I don't like it.
It's interesting that you mentioned that there's like kind of a threshold, because I feel like that's a lot of fear like a lot of people have. It's like, yeah, they do, like you mentioned, you do want to learn the basics because that makes you quicker. It's like you don't want to just constantly be like putting shit into like piano roll like super slow. Like you want to be able to learn that stuff, but like where do you, it's kind of difficult to like define like where the gap of like, oh, now you know too much, now you're just gonna be like caught up in like theory and all that. And then on the topic of learning more as you go along, you've been releasing music underneath the Scott Ryan name for nearly 2 years, but you've been a part of the community for quite a while longer, correct?
Yeah.
Right. And you've been around long enough to see quite a few things change over the years.
Oh, yeah.
And opinions on where the scene stands today are pretty split. Some people think that it's a lot less genuine and grassroots than it used to be, but others believe it's just as alive and healthy as it's ever been. So I'm wondering, as someone who's been around for as much of the scene's development as you have, where do you stand on that spectrum?
I understand when people say, oh, it's not the same, but I think accepting and grasping the change that's happened is very important, because I have been around, like, I saw fucking, dude, I don't know, for an example, like, I saw a Glaive, like, go from fucking 0 to fucking 100 so fast. And I think that it's a very necessary thing. It's a very positive thing, in my opinion, how much everyone's growing. And I feel like by being upset that it's not as genuine or as small as it was before is kind of the same thing as like, it's just like gatekeeping. In the grand scheme of things, I've been here for a while and I'm still really small, but I'm so proud of everyone who's like came far, gotten signed, and like done their thing. And I love seeing shit. Like, I love going outside in public, and like I've heard people talk about like people that have come from this community before, and I love hearing that shit. I love seeing it expand, and it felt really good to be there when I was like smaller. I wasn't there from like the very beginning. Like I didn't start talking to people until like 2.5 years ago or so, but like I've always been around listening to the music. So seeing all these people that were there at the beginning just expand, it makes me so happy. I love seeing it, and I'm never gonna be upset about like, you know, like, oh, like these people don't come around and talk anymore, or these people like they're too busy. I'm not upset about that shit, because every single day I would say there's hundreds of people that get introduced to this music, even thousands of people who are getting introduced to this music, and it's inspiring them to make music, and that's what we're all here for. We're all here to make music. And so if you're getting upset that more people are like getting into making music and downloading FL Studio and fucking learning to do that shit, well, like, what the fuck, dude? Because like that's why we're all here. And this is like, it's always gonna be a fucking family. It's always gonna be a big ass family. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if it changes, because things change all the fucking time, and we're lucky to be able to be in a time where it's a good change. People are fucking blowing the fuck up. People are getting into their bags. People are expanding their fan bases and doing what the fuck they wanted to do since they were a kid. So like, getting upset over that, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I get like you miss your friends, and I miss the people that I used to talk to a lot too, but I'm proud of everyone, man. I'm fucking proud, and I love seeing this shit expand. And I hope that I see it expand more. I want to see all this shit like billboards every day. I think we're the next generation of music. Like, we are watching the next like generation of gigantic artists be born, and I think that's something really special. And I don't see any point in getting upset over it. I think it's so special. Like, all these people that are in documentaries, like huge ass documentaries, and they all started from somewhere similar to us. But I think that this is just as big, if not bigger, and that the more it grows, the more that it becomes apparent, like how gigantic of a thing this is.
Right. I think Angela said it well when she was mentioning the fact that like, yeah, people like outsiders like looking in might think it looks less genuine, because like now artists aren't having to do like all the promo and all the videos and all these like different graphics and all this shit by themselves and push it themselves and do all these different things and link with other people and do everything themselves. It's like, no, that's a good thing that they don't have to do that by themselves. Like, that means they get more time to focus on the music. It gives them more time to do what they love, not spend time like fucking like linking with certain people or like doing whatever like industry bullshit, they have other people to do that for them, and I think that's a really good thing.
I do too, yeah.
You mentioned that like it's you've like run into people like playing or like talking about like artists in the scene, like stuff like that. Has there been any kind of like funny instances of like overhearing a conversation of somebody mentioning?
Someone in my my government class was talking about Midwest, and like I was just like
did you say anything, or do you
I
hold
did
your
not
tongue?
say anything. I held my tongue just because like I don't know. I'm not the kind of person that'll like go out and be like, you know the meme where the guy's standing in the corner of the party and he's like, they don't know.
They don't know I know Midwest. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's just not who I am. But I also saw someone wearing Osquin merch when I was walking
Fuck
walking
yeah,
to
that's
class.
awesome.
So I thought that was really cool, but I didn't say anything to them either. But when I linked up with Niz, I think someone complimented his glaive bag because he had he had some kind of glaive merch on, and someone complimented that. So that was cool too. And it's just like here and there, like
On the topic of like when things were smaller, if you could pick one like event or like anything from like when the scene was in its infancy that you sort of like missed, or like looking back on, you like remembering anything like that, what would it be?
holy fuck, there's a lot. I think a year ago, like last year, New Year's, everyone was just in this server. We would all it was just like a sense of unity, and I feel like that kind of sent it off because like
Mm-hmm.
that was going into 2021 and like everyone was there, and like I feel like I don't know, it kind of just kicked off the year in the best way possible, and I miss that. I miss it a lot, and I just miss when I don't know, fucking everyone would get together
Mm-hmm.
and do shit. But that still happens. Just it's less frequent, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It'll never be the same. But I still have such good memories. I have good memories of playing like Glaive used to be hella into the Bed Wars. I remember that, and like we would
I
have
heard he
like
was a demon on there. Didn't he like hack during a fucking Bed Wars tournament or something like that?
yeah. I don't doubt it. But yeah, we'd have hella Bed Wars tournaments, and I miss that too. That shit was fun. It still happens. It's more rare, but I do miss some of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, if you had to pick like one thing that's been recently introduced to the scene or has recently come into prominence in the scene that's like really caught your eye in the past couple of months, what would that be?
Like one thing or like artists or like
It could be an artist or it could be an event. For me, it's got to be like Niz's streams like coming up.
oh
And, like,
dude, fucking Niz's streams, dude, holy shit, they have put me onto so many people, and there's so many new talented people like I've witnessed.
Mm-hmm.
Like shout out to 4CF first of all, because I wouldn't have found 4CF without Niz. And like that motherfucker is crazy, bro. I love seeing that shit. I love seeing all the different branch offs of like where people are going, because there's like one main sound that originated, but like there, especially this last like half a year, people are going in this direction, this direction, this direction. They're blending so many different genres and elements into their music, and I've seen that so much in this past couple months that I don't know. I fucking love it, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people like for some reason I keep hearing like, oh, okay, like this whole like the sound's like dying and shit like that. I'm like, bitch, have you heard any of what's coming up in a prominence right now? Like there's so much experimentation happening. And you mentioned earlier that you visited LA quite a few times, and you're originally from California, correct?
I am. I've lived in California my entire life.
Right. So considering we're both from California, I figured there's going to be a good bit of overlap in our childhood experiences. So how about we do a little game of over/under for a couple of childhood or California staples, as well as just childhood activities in general, to see what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what do you think of Six Flags Magic Mountain?
Love it sometimes, hate it sometimes. I've had great experiences there. I've had bad experiences there.
Can you highlight one of each? Like one of the best, one of the worst?
Fucking one of the best is when I showed up and no one was there, and I got to go on every single ride.
Yo, that's the best feeling fucking
It's the
ever. I love
best.
that feeling. Yeah.
Got to go on fucking everything, bro. And one of the worst, I went there when it was like 110 degrees, and I went on 2 rides. When I was there the entire day, I almost passed out, and I got fucking jumped on the way home and almost died.
Oh, what? Holy shit, Jesus.
Yeah, no, I got fucking yeah, no, it was really bad. I almost fucking died that night. It was wild. I was so tired too, and I was exhausted. It was that same day we get on 2 rides. I was coming home, and I was dropping someone off, and then like I look, and there's someone fucking charging at my car with like a fucking big ass like machete. I like drove off as he like was like swiping. It almost broke my fucking glass. I don't know if that's directly related to Magic Mountain, but I mean, I still got a little bit of trauma from that. I haven't been back since, so.
Yeah, no, Six Flags, I feel like that, like, the general area around Six Flags Magic Mountain just kind of breeds those type of people, so fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then how about LA versus the Bay? Which one's better?
I like LA better.
Really?
I love the weather in the Bay, and I am going to the Bay on Sunday, so I will let you know. But I've been to LA more. I have a lot of friends in LA. There's a lot of stuff there. I'm in like the fucking armpit of California, so everything's like 3 hours away from me. So LA's 3 hours away. Like San Francisco's 3 hours away. Like Central Coast, like Monterey is like 3 hours away. So
Hmm.
I've been everywhere, but I still like LA better. I don't like LA weather
Hmm.
most of the time, but I've had some really amazing experiences in LA, so I have a soft spot for it.
I think LA is an amazing like meetup city. I think it's like if you have friends there or you got work to do there, it's like the time of your life. But I can't imagine living there. I cannot imagine living in LA. I think I would hate it. And then other than that, I feel like opinions on this are very split. What are your opinions on In-N-Out?
It's it's
Is
good.
I really
Like,
okay?
I like it. I'll get it a lot. But maybe I'm just spoiled because like I've lived in like California my entire life, so I've never not had In-N-Out, and I've never been like, oh, I fucking want In-N-Out, and not been able to have it.
Yeah, fair enough. I feel like a lot of people like shit on it. For a lot of people like from out of state come into California, hear all the hype about In-N-Out, try it for the first time, and then shit on it. I don't think it deserves all the hate, but I don't think it's as amazing as people make it out to be.
Well, yeah, I mean, people hate on it because they're expecting a fucking orgasm when they bite into a fucking $4 burger. But like, bro, like,
And then going back a bit, mentioning the fact that you played a lot of video games when you were younger. How about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3?
very, very good game. Not my favorite Call of Duty game.
Really, which one is your favorite?
I have the most hours on Black Ops 2. I would say Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2 are the best Call of Duty games to ever exist.
I don't think many people would fight you on that. Yeah.
No, yeah, because dude, I grew up on Black Ops 2. That was one of the first Call of Duty games I played. The first one was Modern Warfare 2, and then 3, and then Black Ops 2. And the zombies, bro. So many hours doing the Origins Easter egg. And I was like, I was a fucking trick shotter for a bit too. I never joined a team or really got too deep into the COD com or anything because that's a no-no zone for me. But
Valid. Yeah.
I used to hit some insane shots on there.
And then what about H1Z1?
Fucking love that game, or at least I loved that game.
Yeah, and then I got killed. Fuck them for
Yeah,
that.
before it changed into like what was it, like King of the Kill? Like it was like the OG H1Z1. Like that was like the first battle royale I got into, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, shit was a ton of fun. What about Thrillville Off the Rails?
No fucking way you said that, bro. I fucking love that game. You have no idea. You just sparked something in me. Dude, holy shit. Dude, that was the first video game I ever like seriously played. Bro.
Really?
I spent so many hours. Dude, I don't know. I was fucking young though, and I had an obsession with roller coasters growing up as a kid. Like I would study roller coasters and like that, like how they're built and like the fucking momentum and fucking, dude. I loved Thrillville Off the fucking Rails, bro. That game, dude. I think I still have my disc somewhere in here. Like I want to play that shit again, bro.
It was on the Wii, right?
Oh yeah, it was on the Wii, and I think I had it on the 360 too. But has anyone used like Thrillville Off the Rails as like their music aesthetic?
I can't imagine anybody has. No, I think you're good if you want to use that. I think you're well ahead. Go ahead and do that. Yeah,
that'd be fucking crazy. I'm copywriting that. Holy shit.
No matter how many new artists you discover, it seems like there's always going to be like a dozen more popping up as soon as you turn your back that you wish you'd heard earlier. So if you could pick a handful of people to put our listeners onto right now, who'd you pick?
Holy fuck. All right. Coming up right now. Shout out Bronclair. Shout out to Suyunoshi, obviously. I don't know. There's a lot of talented ass people. Give me a second and I'll. Two Hollis's new project is fucking crazy. I have listened to that shit so much. I fucking love that project.
Two Hollis is like a prime example of like all the crazy innovation happening in this.
Oh yeah, holy shit! People that I started making music with, like shout out Ray. Obviously shout out Ray. Shout out to Saint Jimmy. I don't know where Jimmy's been recently. I miss Jimmy. And then I've been on a lot of Heaven. I'm really excited to see where 4CF goes. Oh, you know what? Veo,
absolutely, yeah.
Veo's crazy. And I seen Veo start like taking it seriously, and like they've come up crazy. Like they've evolved like crazy. I think they're like gonna be a fucking pop star one day. Angelus is gonna go massive. I think I saw Juno come up too, and I think Juno has a big future ahead of them as well. Obviously Edgar is already already like huge, but I think he's gonna be even bigger. Like I'm putting my money on that.
Yeah, I think I'm investing in Edgar Coin because like I think Edgar of all the artists in the community has like the highest ceiling. Like obviously I expect a ton of people to go like huge. I expect Edgar in like 2 to 3 years to be like one of the biggest artists in the world. Huge.
I completely agree. I think Eric and Edgar both. I think those are two I have all of my bets on because uh Edgar's my fucking brother and so is Eric. I wouldn't be here without either of them. And so if you guys are watching this, I fucking love you so much. I see Edgar when we're just sitting in VC, he'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna record." He pulls up a beat, he fucking mutes his microphone, 20 minutes, he has a 3-minute long song done and it's fucking better than anything I've ever made. And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's just so versatile. So I genuinely think he's gonna be the biggest artist or one of the biggest artists. And he's one of the people that I'm like I first like met like when he was my first like major like prod placement, and like then we just became friends, and like every single show he does in LA he's like, "Hey Scott, you're on the guest list. Hey Scott, I'll fucking see you there, bro." Like he's always been there. Like he's never changed, and he's one of the most nice people I've ever met. So I have all my money on him. I hope he goes crazy.
Yeah, no, I remember he announced like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a break for a little bit." He was gone for 2 days and then got back to recording. Like I don't think there's a single person that I know that has a work ethic like him.
Not a soul, yeah.
And then on a similar note, you've collaborated with quite a few people over the years, but I can imagine there's still plenty more that you want to work with. So if you could pick a handful of like dream collaborators, who would you be? It could be anyone dead or alive, from like Pillsbury Joe Boy to Yeet.
Shout out Pillsbury Joe Boy.
What? Not shout out Yeet? Not shout out Yeet? No shout out.
Yeah,
Yeet?
shout out Yeet too. That's we had chem class together. He was teaching me how to cook meth in freshman year. Gene Dawson.
Okay.
The 1975.
Okay. Fuck yeah. Okay.
I want to collab with Alden. Shout out Alden. I would love to collab with Eric, obviously. I don't know, that'd be cool. That'd be a dream collab. But like, I'm trying to get Pierce the Veil on a song. All of them. I'm trying to, bro. That's one of my comfort bands. Always has been since like elementary school, bro. Maybe Phoebe Bridgers, bro.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
That would be crazy. I love Phoebe Bridgers a lot. Also, obviously, Delete Zeke. I don't know, like huge inspiration there too. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good list.
That's a pretty goddamn wide list from the 1975 to Delete Zeke. I'd say that's a pretty damn good list, yeah. And then finally, although we're like barely a month into 2022 at this point, you've already come a really long way, and I'm really, really excited for what this year holds for you. So I'm wondering, with a whole year spread out in front of you, what are you looking to accomplish this year?
We're building an empire. I'm gonna tell you that we are building an empire. I'm building longevity. At the start of last year, I grew a lot in my sound, and I'm gonna do that even more this year. But this year, I am gonna take over, and I have a lot of shit planned. I'm shooting a video soon. Obviously, I had the Atlanta show, and that was gonna be like the kickoff, and I'm sure it'll still happen eventually down the line. So I'm still really excited for that. I'm really trying to expand across all platforms this year, as opposed to just SoundCloud. I want to build consistency. I want to make shit that matters to people. I want to put all of my emotions into this music shit, and I've never had a plan B or anything. So I want to take it to that next level, and I want people to talk about how they saw me from the beginning and how they saw like, oh, I remember when Scott was just like, a fucking Twitter finger kid, bro. But like, look,
saying mommy on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, real shit.
Sort of talking about you the way that like maybe you look back on like some of the people that like you came up with as well.
Exactly. And I've seen it happen so much, and I know I can do it, and I'm excited to show everybody what I'm capable of, because I feel like I'm only at 10% of my potential right now. I really do. I feel like I'm gonna lock in this year, and people are gonna see. And I'm working to build something that lasts a long time, because this music shit is all I've ever wanted to do my entire life. I've never wanted to do anything else. I've never wanted to work a 9 to 5. I've never wanted to I've never seen it. I've never seen that for my future or for myself, because I was 5 years old and I played Guitar Hero, and I started on the drums, and then I was good at it, so I taught myself the drums. I've been drumming. I made music. I've always only ever known music. I've never known anything else my entire life, and that's all I want to know for my entire life is music. And so I want to spread that passion for it and that joy and all the emotions you can put into it, and I want to be a blueprint for all the people who want to start making music and who want to be someone and who just want to say fuck it and just go, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going full speed ahead this year, and I think by the end of this year I don't know, it's an exponential growth. Last year I was here, right now I'm here. End of this year I want to be up there, and I want to keep going. I'm not stopping. And so whatever that looks like, I want to get some more consistent drops. I have a lot of shit planned though, and I'm really excited for everyone to see. And I want everyone to know that me and this crosshair and everything that I've built is not gonna go away anytime soon, because it's really not.
Fuck yeah, you mentioned that like just making shit that matters. I think that's like the most important thing anybody can aspire to. Fuck yeah. All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up for you today. Thank you so much for meeting with me today. And you really fucking thought this would go this way. Promises all you can. Everything you treat me like an object. Said you